Yo guys, Vision SGN here, bringing you Marvel Rivals Full Lunar Snow Guide, breaking down how to play as Lunar Snow and explaining all of her abilities, including both of her team-up abilities. And as well as this, I'll go over all of her strengths and weaknesses, and this is episode 8 of my new Hero Series guide, with all the previous episodes on my channel. On that note, let's get right into it. So Lunar Snow is probably one of the best heroes in the game right now. She's a main healer with great movement, 2 team-ups and passive abilities, as well as one of the most versatile set of healing and damage abilities for a strategist hero. She has a base health of 275 with a movement speed of 6 meters per second, which is pretty standard across all of the characters in the game. As for her abilities, her primary attack, known as Light and Dark Ice, fires shots of ice that deal damage to enemies and also heals allies with a triple shot cast, which means it fires 3 shards at a time. It deals 20 damage per round for a total of 60 damage per burst with a half a second fire rate between all 3 shots. The fall off begins at 20 meters and decreases to 60% at anything past 40 meters. Same as the damage output, this primary also heals for 20 per round for a total of 60 health for a full 3 round burst. It has a 30 ammo count and does critical hits. As for the R1 ability Ice Hearts, this fires ice shards for a short duration, which deals damage to enemies and also heals allies whilst restoring her own health. It deals 50 damage per round and has a fire rate speed of 1.43 rounds per second. It deals 75 health per round and has a cylindrical spell field with a radius of 1 meter and a height of 40 meters. This ability has a 6-second duration and a 15-second cooldown, and you're going to massively benefit your team with healing when you're funneling it through these tighter areas such as doorways and narrow areas where you can channel healing in one direction. And this is one of those main abilities that deals a lot of damage to enemies, and especially if you sort of channel it into those funneled areas where it can go through multiple. But the same as with the healing, I think a lot of players get this ability quite wrong, and if you don't line yourself up in line with multiple allies, you're going to just be making your job a lot harder and healing a lot slower, or be less effective at healing. As for the secondary healing ability, the L1 ability known as Share the Stage, this attaches an idle aura to any ally or teammate, and effectively if they are attached with this, they will restore health when Luna is healing other allies, and that person gains a 35% healing boost, which in my opinion should be applied to the likes of your diving teammates or your aerial teammates, the ones you're not going to see most often and that aren't always in your line of sight, and therefore they're going to receive healing when you primarily focus on the likes of your tanks and your vanguards, the people that are going to be more likely to receive damage or take damage, and then that way you're going to be focusing on them, keeping them up, but whilst also sharing the load and helping heal your other teammates without even having to look for them or focus for them, which is really useful. As well as healing, Luna also has a great counter dive ability known as Absolute Zero. By pressing L2, casts a clump of ice and freezes the enemy if they're hit, and also restores health. It deals 50 damage and travels at a speed of 60 meters per second. It freezes enemies for 2.7 seconds. However, if that enemy is attacked, it will cancel the freeze. Now, as for the passives, her first one, known as Cryo Heart, automatically restores health when casting the Ice Hearts or Absolute Zero ability, which regenerates 30 health per second for 3 seconds. So just bear that in mind. When you take damage, when you use your R1 ability, you're going to regenerate health for a short period of time, and then when someone dives onto you and you want to try to freeze them, or anyone's close to you, if you freeze them, you're also going to regenerate health for a short period of time, and then that way you can be healed or heal yourself without having to rely on any other player, making you far more independent and less likely to die. As for the second passive ability, known as Smooth Skate, increases her movement speed to 9.6 meters per second, has a 0.5 second delay before it's activated, but once activated, you become rapid and can get from A to B pretty much faster than any character in the game. As for the ultimate ability, which is pretty much one of the best in the game, known as Fate of Both Worlds, you effectively take center stage and start putting on a show for the whole team and the whole game. You can toggle between both performances, which will effectively heal allies in one of them or grant a damage boost for the other. The heal is 250 per second, which is crazy, or the damage boost deals 40% damage boost over 12-second duration. This costs 4,500 energy to use this ultimate, which is pretty high for the most part, but considering her heals are so effective, you can get this pretty quickly. As for the 2 team-up abilities, the first one, Icy Disco, where Luna infuses ice energy into both Namor and Jeff and benefits them as they gain an extra ability, which provides a 15% healing boost for them as well, but also makes them a lot more powerful. As for the second team-up ability, which benefits Luna, known as Frozen Chi, where Iron Fist channels his chi into Luna, transforming her ice power into chi-infused frosty ring that radiates from her, and then that ring can knock back enemies with chilling damage and applies a slowing effects, whilst also healing allies within a 10-meter radius. It deals 25 damage, heals for 75 health, and also the special effect, as I mentioned, knocks back enemies and applies a 30% slowing effect for 2 seconds. And there you have it, that's the full guide for Lunar Snow. She's a 2-star difficulty hero, really fun to use, and I'd highly recommend that all of you guys try this character out. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know down below if you have any tips and tricks that you've learned along the way so far, or if you have any cool clips that you'd like to share. I'm Vision SGN, and I'll see you in the next one.